Out there dodging orange barrels this time of year, but do we ever stop to think about those behind the orange cones in the work zones? Katie Harris from Charles Boyk Law is here with a case. Boyk Law is working on behalf of a construction zone worker who was hit in Ashland County, and unfortunately these things happen, and we even get that out there in the news and try to warn people about this, but we are still seeing cases of people getting hit, people getting killed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really unfortunate, but people being out on the road working in these work zones means there are cars flying past them going really fast, and when people are out in those construction zones, it means that you're driving feet away from just a standing human being. And just today, coming down the Anthony Wayne Trail into downtown, they've shifted the traffic patterns. Everything's new. It's easy to get distracted and not know that you're coming right up on a person.
Right. And as you said, going at those really high speeds,
Absolutely.
I mean, tragedy is bound to happen.
Yeah, so I think there's a few just common sense safety tips during the summer. You want to be paying attention even more so than when those orange barrels aren't out. You really need to be watching your speed. These people are out there working hard. They're working out in this crazy heat we had last week, and they depend on us driving safely so that they can go home to their families. So we've all got places to be, but watch your speed, slow down, do not drive distracted.
That's the biggest thing, I feel like. So many of us, we just on a daily basis and out of our lives everywhere we're distracted, right? But when we are behind the wheel, lives are at stake here, so we really just need to not be distracted.
And if you are, it takes about 5 seconds to read or send a text. If you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds going 55 miles per hour, you travel the length of a football field.
Wow.
That's more than enough time for you to run up on a construction zone and not even realize that it's there before it's too late.
Yeah. So you are working a case right now involving somebody who was killed, right? In the work zone,
No, he wasn't killed, but he was very seriously injured. So he was out in a work zone in Ashland County working as a flagger. It was a nice morning, sunny day. They've got the cones out, they've got the construction zone sign out. He's got his reflective vest on, a helmet. He's holding a portable stop sign, and there is a gentleman coming down the road towards the construction zone. Now, according to the police report, this guy's distracted. He's got his visor down, kind of fiddling with it, and he, basically what it is he can't see in front of him.
Sure.
So he doesn't slow down. He swerves at the last minute, thinks that he has hit some of those cones, and he did hit some of the cones, but he also hit my client.
Wow.
Threw him up into the air. His helmet flies off. He comes down on the ground hard. He's facing multiple fractures, his legs, skull fracture, brain injury, the kinds of things that are devastating and life-changing.
Life-changing, and his whole family is involved here at this point too, in his recovery and moving forward. So what are you able to do? You could obviously there could be a criminal case here, but a civil case as well.
Sure. So there's a civil case. So we are pursuing claims against the driver. We are also pursuing a claim against the insurance company for his for the company that he worked for.
Okay.
And I know that probably seems a little bit weird to people. It's
okay, sure.
You're not thinking about the way that might play into it, but that's one of the things that we owe it to him to do, is to look for all of those ways we can help him get through this the best he can. So there is something in Ohio called underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage. Now, we're all required to have liability coverage, and we all have to have $25,000 minimum limits. What the un- and underinsured motorist coverage can do is provide us some extra protection if the person who hits us causes more damage than their policy limits. So if you think about it, if you spend a week in the hospital, if you get multiple surgeries, if you're off work for a couple months,
that adds up real fast.
If you've got future medical expenses, things like that, a lot of times these minimum policies are not enough to cover the damage that somebody has caused. We all can add underinsured motorist coverage to our policies, and frankly, we all should do that because it gives us, again, that extra layer of protection. We've got, say, you get $100,000 in underinsured motorist coverage, and somebody who hits you has only 25. You've got an extra cushion there to make sure that you really do you really do get all of your medical expenses covered, and you're not just left in the hole at the end of the day.
Obviously, we don't ever want to have to go through tragedies like this or experiences like these, but just in case, to have that backup. So this is something people could do through their auto insurance.
Absolutely, you can add it to your auto insurance policy, and as soon as I got into this line of work, honestly, looking at these cases, I checked my policy right away to make sure.
Am I covered?
I got you got to do it. So you can't control other people, but come back to that. Do what you can to keep yourself protected.
All right, good advice, because I know with this weather now, those cones are staying out there for a while, and we're definitely going to be dealing with a lot of construction, and we want to protect ourselves and obviously be safe on the roads as well.
Definitely.
Protect others. All right, thank you so much for all the advice today. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Yep. When we come back.